I've always had a passion for sport. Sport was a part of my life from a very early age, and I played lots of different sports, but I was fortunate enough to compete at the top level in my sport, which was field hockey. And certainly that then blazed the trail to go on and learn more about, the sports science and the scientific aspects of performance. And I went to university and studied sports science, and then I sat in a sports psychology lecture, and I suddenly thought, wow, this is the piece, this interests me, this is the piece of the jigsaw that was potentially missing when I was competing. So I followed that trajectory, and I've been fortunate enough now to work as a practitioner and be able to take athletes to and prepare them for major games such as Olympic, Paralympic and Commonwealth events. So the journey's taken me from athlete to practitioner and researcher, and I'm still extremely passionate about performance spaces. As a practitioner and working as a performance psychologist, my role is to enable athletes to thrive in high pressure situations and to compete at their best when it matters most. So often my work is about enabling athletes to understand themselves more clearly, to be able to perform under pressure. And I've been really fortunate to see that happen at major sporting events, and to prepare athletes and see them thrive in those environments. My PhD was my first project that looked at interpersonal violence and how elite adult athletes can experience that within the performance space. And I went into that really expecting to hear about what can happen in the coach-athlete relationship as we'd seen in research previously. But I also started hearing from the participants themselves about lives spent online, the pressure to engage with social media, to have a presence, to be a brand ambassador, but also what can come with that in terms of the abuse that athletes can experience online. And since then, in more recent years, my research has focused on then how athletes navigate these social media or virtual spaces and cope with the abuse or vitriol that they can be exposed to whilst working within them. I think it's really essential for research to have an impact, and it's something that certainly I've really looked at in terms of making the research accessible in order to enhance coach education, to help athletes in terms of understanding their own welfare and how to ensure that they create or foster environments that enable them to thrive. So certainly in terms of the training of practitioners, and I've been really fortunate to be involved in the development of safeguarding workshops and interventions for trainee sport and exercise scientists, to look at how we can enhance the duty of care and ensure that safeguarding is at the forefront of what we do in the future, to change the narrative around these high performance environments. I think we're at a pivotal time in research on abuse and safeguarding in sport, and researchers in the areas have seen the need to join together to come and bring collective voice to look at global patterns or a global response to this, because to make sport safer, it needs to happen everywhere. So I've been extremely fortunate, and continue to be fortunate, to be involved in a number of international research networks that really has that aim to bring together research and researchers and make a difference, be the change. I'm always happy to connect with individuals and or organisations that share my drive to be able to make sport safer. So I encourage people to make contact, but I'm also excited to see the new wave of researchers take this on, respond to the issues that we're seeing currently or we're hearing from athletes and other key stakeholders, because I certainly feel like safeguarding and integrity is the future for high performance and grassroots sports. And I certainly feel that change is afoot.